Did you guys see it?
Nagini, the moment has come to take our rightful place.
I can't believe it! Super Carlin Brothers were right! So in today's extra special, extra theory video, I'm going to try to figure out how Nagini's going to handle herself throughout the rest of the Fantastic Beasts franchise, and how she's going to meet Voldemort someday. Jay and Ben, it's my turn. So this trailer confirmed the popular theory that was come up with by Jay and Ben Carlin that Claudia Kim's character, who was previously only known as the Maledictus, is Nagini. So this morning I started having racing thoughts about what this will mean for the rest of the Beasts franchise and what it means for in-between Beasts and Potter. So here are a couple things that we know. First, that Nagini and Credence are going to be at least friends. They get real buddy-buddy in the trailers and pictures. Second, that Grindelwald is extremely interested in Credence because of his status as an Obscurio. So here's how I think all of this is going to play out through the rest of the series. I think Grindelwald will end up trying to court the both of them, Credence and Nagini. And I think Credence is going to say no. He seems too pure, despite his anger, to go to the dark side. But I think Nagini is going to see a way for her to be accepted and more normal, a way for her to get out of the circus. I think she'll be excited by the idea of magical supremacy because then she won't have to hide just because of her condition or be taken advantage of by the circus. So here's how I think this is going to play out. I think Nagini is going to join Grindelwald's forces, but Grindelwald will be defeated in 1945, concurrent with the end of World War II. I think that is going to be when she meets Voldemort, not later after Voldemort's first downfall like some people think. Let's look at some facts. Nagini, I think, is roughly around 20 years old in the second movie, about the same age as Credence. Credence is born in 1907, they look roughly the same age. I think it's a reasonable assumption that they are. So that means when Nagini dies in 1998, she's around 91 years old. Like, what? Okay, so that makes me think that maybe this curse isn't something that kills people all the time. And it also makes me think that when a Maledictus finally fully permanently transforms, they're still basically a human just trapped inside an animal body. So let's look more at what a Maledictus is. From the Harry Potter wiki, a Maledictus is a female individual who is the carrier of a blood curse that would eventually lead her to turn into a beast. In Latin, mal means ill or bad or wrongful, and dictus means spoken. Literally translated, it is spoken ill of or cursed. And J.K. Rowling was very clear on Twitter, werewolves are not maledicti, just so anyone knows. Now, the only other character that we have also heard of who has a serious blood curse is Astoria Malfoy, Draco's wife in Cursed Child. In Cursed Child, Malfoy says Astoria always knew that she was not destined for old age, and that Astoria was frail, a blood malediction, a serious one. An ancestor was cursed. It showed up in her. You know how these things can resurface after generations. And Astoria herself was right. It's implied in Cursed Child that Astoria died at the age of 37. But did she? Astoria isn't explicitly stated as a Maledictus, but I think it's a reasonable assumption, and here are a few reasons why. The name Astoria comes from the Greek name Asteria, and in mythology, Asteria was a titaness. Asteria was pursued by Zeus, and in order to escape him, she transformed herself into a quail, and then she threw herself into the ocean, and it was there that Poseidon transformed her into a rocky, barren island. So the first piece of evidence that we have is that her name comes from someone who transformed themselves into an animal, which leads me to wonder, did Astoria actually die? In the play, she is supposedly dead when she's 37 years old, but maybe Astoria just finally transformed permanently, and that was just the way that they decided to tell the public that she died. After all, a pureblood wizard wouldn't want to seem like they were afflicted by some curse that was going to steal their ability to do magic. So now we get back to Nagini. Well, first, actually Voldemort. So Voldemort graduates from Hogwarts in 1945, the same year that Grindelwald is defeated by Dumbledore. By the time he leaves school, he's already recruiting other students for an army, and he already has Horcruxes. Voldemort gets Helena Ravenclaw to tell him where the diadem is, and he goes to Albania to search for it. But Voldemort didn't return to Britain for 4 years. I think it's reasonable to assume that he wasn't just searching for the diadem that whole time. I think just after the fall of Grindelwald, Voldemort also went on the search to find some of Grindelwald's followers. I think he would have wanted to court them first and as fast as possible, since he saw himself as the next great dark wizard. And while he was doing so, I think he met one specific follower that he found especially helpful. I think this is when Voldemort meets Nagini. Nagini would have been near Grindelwald a lot, given that I think she'll become a follower of his, and that would also explain why she's so willing to follow Voldemort as well as become a Horcrux. Now, this is 1945 when I'm proposing that they meet each other. And if I'm right about her age, that would mean Nagini is around 37, the exact same age when Astoria Malfoy died or transformed. Yes, I think this must be when Voldemort meets Nagini, and dear God, I hope we see it at the end of the last movie. From this point, I think Voldemort sees the great benefit of having a snake/human ally who can do some secret spying and not be seen, and who can communicate with him in a secret language that only he can speak. Well, at least he thinks. Because I don't think the curse just turns the witch into an animal, and that's that. I think what makes it a truly terrible curse is that they still retain their human mind and thoughts and emotions and feelings, but they are just trapped inside of an animal body. And just like before, Nagini would see Voldemort as a place of belonging and protection and safety after Grindelwald's fall. Voldemort wouldn't return to Britain again until 1949, but when he does, I think he keeps Nagini safe in hiding, offering her protection in exchange for her spying, which could possibly be one of the ways he's able to figure out where all of the Horcrux items that he wants to make are. And that's my theory of how Nagini will eventually become Voldemort. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Also tell me what other parts of the trailer got you guys really excited. The mirror, coming home to Hogwarts, new beasts. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing. And please, please, please share this video with at least one friend, because I love this theory. I came up with it this morning. I wrote it so fast. I recorded it so fast. I am so excited by this. Please visit my Patreon to support the book club and my merchandise as well to do the same if you are so inclined. Links for both of those are in the description. And I will see you guys on Tuesday when we discuss Chapter 18 of Chamber of Secrets, the last chapter. I'm so excited for this movie!